All right, guys, have at it.
Seems like when you play schools from smaller conferences, you tend to play teams that have a shot of winning their conferences. Is that by design?
Yeah, it is, because I think that goes a long ways in helping your RPI. Like this is a good RPI game, without question. In the Ohio Valley, I could be mistaken, but I think Belmont's picked to win one side and Murray State the other. And those are the two best teams, and then Southeast Missouri would be the third best team based on preseason polls. So yeah, that's by design. And I know that they got a good team. They got a great coach. I looked today, he's won 643 games at Belmont. It's a lot of games, 27 years. And he can really coach, and they're kind of unique in that they, like a lot of schools that aren't from BCS conferences, you can't go out and get four big guys, so they play threes at the four and twos at the three, and so that means they can stretch it from all spots and, you know, definitely create some potential matchup situations if we don't guard them right.
Moving forward, now that you're going to have break time as far as no school, what will you look for as far as the next step of this team? Is there anything that you'll really hope that they improve on, or maybe the next step that you want to see them take?
Yeah, Shay, but not now. I mean, this was just a maintenance week. We took yesterday off, and it's just a maintenance week. We'll practice today for an hour and a half or whatever, or an hour and 45, and practice tomorrow, and then I would say beginning Sunday will be more of an intense, whether it be film, whether it be whatever. We can get a lot more stuff in because there's no limitations on what you can do. So I really think our teams usually get better when there's no school in session. And I think we have 4 weeks where there's no school in session. So it's the hardest time for a student athlete though, because they're not with their family and friends and girlfriends, and they're stuck up here. We're going twice a day, and it can become a pretty monotonous time if you allow it to be.
Coach, you were saying all along how special Ben might have the possibility to be when he got his chance to play. He's leading your team in scoring, leading the top freshman scorer in the conference, #3 overall in the conference, rebounding quite a bit. Is he showing you what you expected to see?
Yeah, but he still hasn't played yet like he can play. I mean, wait till he gets comfortable. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. He's scoring the ball, which is great, but I didn't think he would score this much this soon, because I didn't know if he would be aggressive enough to do so. He's getting more aggressive all the time. I think that could potentially go up. And you know, he's a good rebounder. He's at least shown to be, and he's starting to understand to play better. But I'm not so hung up on points as I am just being a good player, and he's becoming a much better player as we go. He's unselfish, but he's learning how to be aggressive, being unselfish, and so I think his production will go up. He's one of the premier players in our league, day one, with a chance to be one of the elite, very elite few in our league. I really believe that.
Could I ask you just a quick follow-up on that? Could you comment on what he and Jamari did last year when they weren't able to play, and the work they put in for the good academics and on the court as well to be ready to be productive this year?
Well, you know, a lot's been made about one reason why he's off to a good start is because he was here last year. That's a little bit overrated, because he couldn't do anything with the team the first semester. And the first semester from August to, you know, Christmas is when you put in all your stuff. That's when you do all your individual improvement. That's when you do a lot of things. Now, he and Jamari certainly made the most of a second semester, working on their own and maybe doing a few of the things, but they didn't get any reps on what we do. They were the scout team. You know, they ran shell offense. You know, Ben led the country in shot attempts and scoring, playing shell offense, which he was really proud of when he never had to play defense. I mean, so he and Maury didn't benefit as much as far as knowing what we're doing. I think the summer helped them out. The practice in the summer as probably maybe as much as last year. But the one thing they did do last year that was good, they learned how to compete playing against Tyshawn and Thomas, and that was good. And then of course academically they were stellar. I mean they spent all their time getting assistants and working with their professors and everything. And you know that's why they have 3.0 grade point averages.
Bill, this is a little off topic, but I'm just curious how much you've talked to Larry Brown and kept tabs on what he's done there off
Yeah.
the 8-1 start down there.
Yeah, I talked to him, talked to he and Jenk, and Coach watches all our games that he can, and he's actually called me after, which game was it that we labored in? Was it Oregon State? And you know, told me how good we're doing. I said, you know, I watched the same stuff I watched, which goes totally against how it used to be. Because if he's talking about his own team, they're always awful. But he likes his team down there. He was very positive and thinks that they're going to have a nice year. But he's really excited about his red shirts that get a chance to practice and do all the things. And he thinks that they can be pretty good moving forward real fast.
Has he talked to you about kind of getting back into the college game? Because he's been away from this for a long time.
He's talked to me about it, but not like you, not like, hey, what do I need to do? He's got plenty of people helping. He's got a great staff, and those guys know how to help him. But it is a little bit different, you know. I remember the first time I saw him on the road this summer, it was for an 8 a.m. game. 8 a.m. games are, you know, nobody likes going to those. Nobody likes playing in them either. And so I get there at 7:59, you know, just in time, and he's off on his own, sitting there, and I don't even see him already. And I see him. He said, Bill. And I said, Coach, you too good to sit with us coaches? He said, no, man, I got to have a chair. I can't sit in the bleachers. And I said, well, if I were you, I'd make your assistant carry that chair to every game that you go to today. As a joke, he made his assistant carry the chair every game he went to. So I thought that was pretty funny, but because nobody does that. But I think after doing as long as he probably has the right, deserves the right to sit in a chair rather than bleachers.
You gonna tell us some other stuff just to see if he does it? Clown?
No. Jankovic down there is he's running things down there, I guess, and so nothing happens down there without probably running through Tim.
Coach, we're about 8 games into the season, about the quarter poll. Where would you compare this team right now compared to where last year's team was at this time?
I don't think we're as good because I don't think we're as seasoned. You know, last year's team at this time had already played Kentucky, Duke, UCLA, and Georgetown, and we haven't played that type of schedule. So that at least last year's team, even though we didn't perform great, you knew that they were battle tested and tough. This year's team hasn't had that yet. But I would say based on, you know, if you take out clips of this year's team when we play well compared to when we played well in the past, this year's team ranks right up there when we play well, about as well as other teams we've had in the past. We just haven't done it consistently. I mean, we've been an average team except for spurts, and like the Colorado game, I thought we were good for 40 minutes. So I would put us behind, but I'm not sure that's a surprise to anybody, you know. But that doesn't mean we can't keep moving forward. We need to develop a little bit more toughness, and the only way I think you do that is through scheduling. And of course, we have some tough games coming up.
Why did the team look so much better in the last game?
Coaching. Poor coaching before. No, I think the biggest reason was energy level. I think the place was juiced, and I think our guys fed off of that, and I think they played like they were having fun, and I think our energy level was excellent. And I really believe that Travis and Kevin keyed that whole thing from an energy standpoint, and they were really good.
Has this been a team where the energy level has varied a little bit based on who you're playing?
Maybe, but I don't know if it's based on who we're playing. I think it's based more on our personalities. You look at our personalities of our team, you know, really Kevin is really the only one that has natural energy. The other guys are just out there. And you lose Thomas, who had that, and you lose Tyshawn, who had that, and the twins brought that, and Sharon brought that in a lot of ways. You know, we just don't have those type of personalities like we've had in the past that are just natural guys that basically feed other guys emotion or energy or whatnot. So I think making a conscious effort to do so, I think that kind of ran through our team. But we're going to have to do that more regular than what we thought. We're going to have to make a conscious effort because it just doesn't quite come as natural. And that doesn't have anything to do with playing hard. It just has something to do with with getting out of your comfort zone and showing that. And Kevin and Travis, to me, are the only ones that do that remotely consistently for us.
Seems like the building felt different too. Does that add to
Oh, the building, definitely, yeah. But, you know, let's be real. Hey, we got 16,000 people at every game. They want to get excited. I mean, so we got to do some things to help them get excited. But that had a conference feel to it. That was our first real game at home, so to speak, from a fan standpoint.
Even if you tell your kids that Belmont is really good, is it just human nature if you playing at a place like Kansas that it's hard to get up for a
No, I don't
Belmont?
think so. I don't buy that at all. I think the reason you get up is you enjoy playing, and you enjoy playing well, and you enjoy beating people. Belmont can beat us, I'm telling you. They can beat us. They can stretch it. They can take advantage of ball screen matchups and things like that. They're superbly coached. But to me, the deal is we got to get better every day, and we shouldn't play based on, from an emotion standpoint, based on who we're playing. You only get so many times to run out of the tunnel, and that seniors' numbers dwindling, and there's no next year. So those guys should make sure that at least getting into the Christmas holidays and past that we can't pass up any opportunities. And I think we'll do a pretty good job with that.
If Belmont, if they had a different name, would they be, I mean, would people think that this may be one of the best non-conference games you're going to play at home?
When we scheduled them, I thought it would be one of the very best non-conference games that we play at home this year, without question. Maybe arguably the toughest one. You know, going into the year, I didn't know Colorado would be 19th in the country. You know, and Temple obviously has a good team, and we played Richmond in the Sweet 16. But to me, Belmont may have been the game that nobody would think about that could be as hard as any non-conference game you play. If Belmont played in our league, they'd have success. I mean, they would.
Anything else? What do you think about the break? What it could do for Perry Ellis? Do you think?
Well, I think Perry's actually, he's done some good things. In practice, he's done some good things, and he actually played pretty well against Colorado. You know, but he had 2 points and 1 rebound. But he played well, and he was more aggressive in some ways. It just didn't happen to fall his way that day. But yeah, Perry's minutes are going to continue to go up if he just stays aggressive and keeps trying to get out of his comfort zone to be aggressive. And he's certainly done that in practice.
Does he think too much? Or?
Yeah, he does. But most freshmen do. Most freshmen think too much. But he cares. He's conscientious. You know, the best athletes are the ones that have no memory, the ones that don't think. You know, I don't know if that's exactly how you raise your child. To don't think and don't have a memory, and I can't remember anything bad I ever did. I don't know if that's how you raise your child, but if you can raise your child where they remember that, and somehow when they get between the lines and they automatically forget, those are the best guys. And you know, we got a lot of thinkers, but they're getting better.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you.